Hello, guys, and welcome to our research writing program. It is going to be an introductory session for now that will introduce us into the basic. Through this, it might be a series if it becomes too long, and it might just be a one-off thing. So these are the things I would want to share with us. One will be the first thing I would want to share as introduction is to how to look for research topics in our various fields. It doesn't matter what field you are, you can easily generate or look for research topics these days. And we are going to be using a series of AI tools, also in combination with research tools. Well, this tutorial, you can do it just with your phone. You can write a research from beginning to completion just with your phone, although it's going to be more tedious. I'm going to be using the phone to show so that you understand how to use your phone. So I'm going to teach you how to get a research topic, how to get a research outline, and then how to write your first draft. And you would all know that ChatGPT 3.5 most times gives you error in referencing, and so it is not dependable when writing references, when writing a research. But I'm going to show you a means whereby you can um, you can substitute any research that is either illustrative. It calls it illustrative references. Sometimes they just give you illustrations. All the ideas that ChatGPT presents are actually fact and true, but sometimes it gives you references that are only for illustration. When we mean only for illustration, we mean that the references might not be correct. You might not find those articles at all. So there are ways where you can replace those articles with real referencing and then substitute them as time goes on. And then after that, I'm going to show you how to also multi-reference. Normally, if you're writing a review paper or even a research paper, it is more advisable your paper has more a solid background when you multi-reference. And as you all know too, in research, maybe not all of us knows, in research, if you're writing research, it is always advised to use most recent research. It is more credible that way. So all these things I'm going to be covering in a session. That's why I said one session might not be suitable enough. So this might be in series and this might just be a one-off session. So that said, we are just going to jump into our first itinerary, which will be the generation of a topic. So I'm going to quickly go into ChatGPT now. We'll be watching all the steps. Okay, I already have it here. So I am using ChatGPT 3.5. So anyone can use ChatGPT 3.5. It's actually very free. So that's it. And I would want to generate a topic now, but I don't know what to go about or I don't know how to go about it. I don't know what topic to pick, but I know the area that I want to generate topic. Probably let's say I want to generate a topic for human anatomy, and then I want to generate around the field of embryology. And so research is divided into two. We have lab work and we have field work. And let's say I want to generate field work, or let's say lab work. Let's go with lab work. It's more popular that people generate lab work. So and then and let's say in my school We don't have much tools or equipment. We only have probably a microscope, and let's say that's only what I have. So you would have to know all these things. So that's how I'm going to be targeting my search. So you talk with it like you talk with a normal human being, a friend. So hello, I would like to obtain or get whatever a research topic related to human anatomy, but more targeted to embryology. I would like it to be a laboratory work, but since I don't have much equipment, okay, I would prefer one that uses um microscope or a simple microscope that I can use a simple microscope or histological technique. This we can find in most of our anatomy labs. So could you give me some suggestions, or could you suggest some amazing topics or fields? So let's go with this. Although normally um, research topics in human anatomy are also divided into comparative anatomy. I didn't go that via that aspect, so um, I didn't go via that aspect. But this is more targeted to embryology. But if you want to know that field, you can just tell it. I want to get a research topic in human anatomy. It will give you all what you can do in human anatomy. Actually, it's divided into comparative anatomy, embryology, radiography anatomy. It will give you a series. Then you pick the one you want. You feed it back. I will show you how to feed ChatGPT back whatever it gives to you, and then you feed it back, and then it still gives you something else. I am looking at this placental development. Explore the formation and function of the placenta during embryologic development. Investigate the structural changes and cellular interaction that occurs during placenta development. I don't think I'll want that. Okay, let's say development of nervous system. I'm actually interested in that. So I will copy this and then I will ask ChatGPT to give me a specific or let's say give me more. I'm not convinced that this is the only thing that we can do. Okay, digestive system, you can do that as anatomy. Development of respiration. This is now targeted towards systems now. I think this is better. This is embryology. So let's choose something that is more targeted, um, more defined. Let's go into reproductive system. So could you suggest specific topics in this aspect? Let's see. Why is my stuff not? Ash. Okay, we choose developmental systems, right? copy this. I'll feed this back. Could you give me a specific topic as related to this? Okay, let's say topics. Could you give me some specific topics as related to this? Let's see that now. The role of gene expression in sex determination, testis development, spermatogenesis. These are things that you can check out and actually do by yourself. Impact of endocrine disruptors on reproductive development, study of the effect of this. So I like this impact of endocrine disruptors. So I will still, so you can investigate how exposure to substance like bisphenol A affect this development. So you see that now. So actually interested in this impact of endocrine disruptors on reproductive development. I think it's an amazing topic. One of you can even pick it and get it done by yourself. So you can investigate how exposure to substance like bisphenol, or let's go with this bisphenol, can disrupt normal sexual differentiation. So um let's go with this, right? And try to communicate to ChatGPT as if you are talking with someone who is advising you maybe. So wow, this is amazing. I am most interested in this. So you paste it, then you ask it. Let's go with bisphenol, right? Bisphenol. Could you give me a topic? So it will now give you a topic. It will also go ahead to give you the research objectives, methodology, everything. But this time we don't need this information so much. So it is even giving you the expected result. So you can see that this is very informative. Super, very informative. So right now, I want to work on this. Also, I would also advise when you are doing your research, do well to go ahead and look for research papers. What ChatGPT will give you will not be a model the same with your local research papers. Every country, every school has its own way of outline. I want to, because I want to write on, I want to go to outline now. That's why I'm giving this advice. So what you need that basically for is your outline and your methodology. You would need a research that is maybe closely related to your own research. So you can just look at their methodology and then copy it and modulate it to your own path. And ChatGPT is going to give you a good outline, but you would also need to modify it to fit your institution. You would understand that when you finish your project, it's almost like 20 something pages. But when you see that they are publishing project or publishing thesis, it would only be around 7 pages. So some things that you add in your BSc, which you are going to definitely add, is not necessary for publication. So that's one thing you should know. And those are the things that you would need an actual project book to get a hold of. So I will say this is amazing. Could you generate a detailed outline? I call it a detailed outline because I want it to be as detailed as possible. The more detailed outline it is, the more information it gives you. If you just tell it to generate an outline, to generate a miniature outline for you. And when you start asking for individual content, your content will be small. It will not be as large as you would need. So for this topic, I will still put the topic there so that it knows what I am saying particularly. You can just say for the topic you are highlighted, I just want to go with this so that it does not misunderstand me. So I'll click on go now, and then it will generate an outline already. It was as if it's waiting for me already. So this is your outline, this is your methodology, and okay, you're going to be using mice or rat. This is amazing, guys. I think somebody should pick this topic already. I'm even loving the topic. If not because this is embryology. My field is no longer embryology. So I just I wish whoever wants to do this topic, just let me know. We can work together, alright? So this is it, this is it, this is it. So right now we are going to be writing tailored content now for each of these. So follow, guys. So I'll be copying this introduction section. It wants to help me copy everything. Thank you, but no thank you. I will copy this introduction section and say probably I am loving this. Could you draft an introduction section with proper in-text citation following the outline you gave? I'll still want to paste that outline. I know what I'm doing when I do this. Sometimes ChatGPT misunderstands you and go and start writing something else, and bringing it back on track is sometimes difficult. So it is actually very necessary to give direct direction on what you want at every single moment. So I'll click on go and you will see the magic, guys. So it has begun giving you and citing appropriate articles. Now, the one way you can even determine before it gives you these articles, sometimes it goes to generate articles. If ChatGPT generates articles that are 2023, 2022, just know that those articles are wrong or they are illustrative. It cannot give you beyond 2021. It cannot give you beyond 2020. So right now you see that it has cut short my references. So to go on, anytime it cuts short because normally ChatGPT only gives you 2000 words. So I will now go and click and say go on. When you say go on, it continues from where it stops. So right now, okay, there's an error here, you see. So it gave an error. There's an error actually. It's not supposed to go here. It's supposed to continue with these references that it gave. But the good part is it still gave that reference and an addition. So let me check if it gave me my complete reference. Yes, it gave the complete reference, right? So if I check through this, I find out that the complete reference is here. No issue. I can even use this in addition to my content. That is during your editing process. So you are done with introduction. For you writing thesis and your supervisor says bring introduction, and you go and generate only introduction and submit, it will not help you. It will be better you generate as much as, at least generate introduction, literature review, research objectives before. I would even advise you generate everything, including methodology and results and analysis, just for you would not use this, you can't submit this. It's actually wrong submitting this. This is just to help you, to aid you to work. ChatGPT cannot take the place of your brain. You still have to do a little more research. You still have to do a little more replacement. So I wouldn't advise you just use ChatGPT and you go and fold your hands and sit down. It will not work for you. It will only make you dull, and then it will make you cut corners, but you would not learn the basics. This ChatGPT has come to stay, yes. It will continue to help us to write research, yes. But do you have the skill to write research? That's a different thing. We want to further your studies, MSc and the rest of it. Do you have the skills to write research? That's a thing. So in all your learning, learn wisdom. That is my advice to you guys. Let me increase this screen brightness so that you can see, just in case. So I will say this is amazing. Could you also generate a draft for the literature review section? Also generate a proper in-text citation draft for, I include that in-text citation because it will cite it for you. If you don't include that, it will just write copy note for you without citation, and it will be hard for you to go and start generating your own citations or adding citations. It's better it gives you a head start of citations, then you replace them, and you know where to replace and where not to replace necessarily, than just allowing it to write without citation. So you can see that repeating this palanza, you would know that these citations are accurate. When you find out, you go and search the citations, you'll discover that they are accurate. But don't rely on only these citations. You need to go and get your own citations and add up to this to make your, and also more recent citations to make your work. I wouldn't say need to say go on, because the citations are repetitions of what it has already written. So I will just go ahead to say, okay, write on the methodology. So I will still copy from this point. You can just copy and drop for it, and it will write it for you. You don't need to give it any command. So I'll just copy research objectives and drop. It knows what it is doing now, so it continues from where it stops. Let's see. Yes, see, it continues. It says certainly here is a draft, so it knows what you want. So here is a draft, and then it continues writing. So it's giving you hypothesis. Remember, if you submit this, your lecturer would still reduce this hypothesis or modify these things. But your own part is to learn. You don't need references here, because actually this is supposed to be from your head. It's not supposed to be from anywhere else. So I would do methodology and stop, because that is the ideal path where we stop. So where's the methodology? I'll do methodology and stop. Results and data analysis will be based on what you get from your data. So this is where you stop. But this time I'm going to be using this selection of animal model. I'm going to be using I will be editing something here. Say mice or rice or rats. I will just put rats. Right? You can put mice, you can put rats. So I will just put this methodology and then I'll leave it to do its work. So it will tell you, it will assume that it is doing the research. Then it will give you all these things. There are sometimes you ask it to do this and it does not do this actually. It will go ahead and tell you that it cannot write methodology for you. Sometimes you have luck and then it writes it for you. But if you know how to persuade ChatGPT, it can do anything for you. Even when they say this is against, I'm not the one teaching you this. But even when on a normal base, it may not do it for you. There are ways, just like how you cajole your friends. There are things that it will not do on a normal basis, but because of how you communicate with it, it will do it for you fluidly. So guys, I've gotten my content. And these are all the contents I would need for now for this. Although personally, I'll still be adding to these contents. And as you see, these contents are not enough for your BSc, but it's a good start. And submitting this, your lecturer will be able to say, add to this, add to that. And as we continue, I would also show you where to gather data and add without much stress. You may not need to go through the traditional way of picking articles and reading many articles. Sorry, I'm brushing through this because I need to keep the screen on. So I've copied this. Look at it. I select all, right? Then I copy it. So I'll now go to WPS. I think you can do all these things on your phone. I just want to show you that you can do all these things without your phone. Because you don't have a laptop is not a yardstick that you cannot write the research work again. Sorry about this. Oh boy. Because you have a laptop is not a yardstick. Because you don't have a laptop is not a yardstick that you cannot do this. That you cannot write a full research. Probably you can use your phone to almost complete your research and just borrow a laptop for a few minutes and complete all that you need to do. There's some other thing I would also want to show you. It is better. Okay, no, you don't need to write abstract now. Abstract you can write at the end of it. An abstract, it's easy to generate. You just copy a few things. Probably that will be our last course, but that may not be necessary for a while because I know in our schools all those things will be taught. Abstract, there are places you can also generate abstract. You put your content in. As far as your content is full, it will help you generate a complete abstract. So first I want to get rid of all these spaces. You see that ChatGPT gives you double spaced stuff. So I want to remove all these spaces. So first I will select all. Then I will go to Smart Typography. I will delete empty spaces. This is the first thing I want to do now because when I knew how to do this, I discovered it saved me a lot of pain. Earlier, I would be going from space to space and deleting stuff. But at knowing this, I just know how to go and delete. So some of these things you will not need them, right? So you just need to go and start from where your topic starts from. These things you can refer to them later, I know. For now, I don't need them and you don't either. So let's go ahead and take these off. Let's go ahead and take this off, guys. I hope you're enjoying this session. I hope you are enjoying the session. Okay, from this topic, I want to stop here to delete from here. And then let's cut, it's not deleting. So from this place, I would want to, you may not need this, you don't need this too. It's already stated inside your research. Imagine you got up to your methodology, that's enough. Your outline, yes, you will need outline. So let me leave outline for you. Oh boy, what did I press? Okay, let me leave outline for you. I've cut the outline. If it's a review paper, you would not need outline. That was what I was thinking. Review paper, you would not need most of these things. You don't even need data. I would love to bold this just for the sake of it. And then here will be, you just write your, what is happening? Okay, it happens like this sometimes. Let's save and see. Okay, let me say this is tutorial, right? Tutorial. Haha. Tutorial. I'm saving it under my phone. Yeah, let's leave it like that. It's easier to access. Okay, there's a space there. Okay, I've saved it. So here now I would write, what do I write? What do I write? So, okay, table of content, right? Okay, so I would want to also bold this up. So from there, all these things you may not need them. This introduction, yeah, you can say introduction. All these things will be under, you know how to do it now. It will be 1.1 or so, right? Then this will be 1.2. Yeah, all that numbering, you know how to do it. You would know how to do it by force. You have to know how to do it. When you also look at that the booklet you are going to collect from your department, you would know how to do it definitely. For all those that are not in medical or biomedical fields that are watching this, I'm sure you will know how to do it. So, haha. So this will be your 2, right? This will be your 2 or 2.0, which however it best fits you. This is I, so I want to replace it with 1. Yeah, or 1.0. Let me put it at 1.0, right? So that's it. So this will be 2.0, and you can edit as you go. I'll leave the rest editing to you. I trust you can do it, right? We can do it. We can do it. We certainly can do it. Okay, so this I would want to remove this. Yeah, you also remove all the things that you told ChatGPT. You don't want anybody to be seeing your communication with ChatGPT. It's a secret, right? ChatGPT I used to say is my girlfriend. So yeah, it's my girlfriend actually, my best friend. So because I've gone so accustomed to it, I use there are a lot of tools there that you need to get used to. It will save you a lot of stress. Yes, you still do things, you still get the work done, but it's very necessary to use these tools. Mind you, you will still need to go and read books. This is not an excuse to keep you all caps, let's say. To keep you lazy, you have to go and read. Reading is necessary. If you do all these things and then you don't study them, one, you cannot present. And if you cannot present, what's the need of you writing? What's the need of you coming to school? It is very necessary. I would always advise that as much as you have the time, read your books, study these things, and it's going to help you a great deal. It's not rocket science. It's going to help you a great deal. Life is not all about passing exams. Life is not all about submitting something and knowing you are done with it. Life is bigger than that. And until you know that, there are a lot of things that you will still take for granted. So, my friends, here is how to do it. Okay. So, this is your reference. Okay, let me go up and copy that other reference, right? I'll be doing a lot of, okay, let me put it in mobile view so you can see fully. Let me copy these references. I'll remove this. Okay, remember I posted this, right? So I'm going to be removing all what I sent to ChatGPT. No third party is supposed to see it. It's our little secret, right? It's our little secret. So I'm going to be removing this too. Then, okay, all what I told ChatGPT. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Okay, this is your introduction, discussion, conclusion. Yeah, this is your introduction. This is a table of content. You know how to arrange all these things. I don't need to teach you. You are gurus. I trust you. So I'll also cut this out. Remember, this one came in the middle when we wanted to give make it to write references for us. So keep this place, and you will have to go over it and see how it will best fitting into your introduction. It is very necessary to give you a greater content. Sometimes some mistakes are what in they call it what did I call it? They call it blessings in disguise. So this is your blessing in disguise. This is more content. You will analyze this and fix it into your. I'm cutting this out. Sorry, I'm not explaining what I'm doing, right? So I'll just go down here and paste it. Okay, I'll paste this, right? So you will notice that there are repetitions here. You can just, it shouldn't be hard to remove it. You shouldn't worry about that. Okay. So there are repetitions here. For now, I can just remove this, right? Since there are no much, so you see that there are no much references. You have work to do. You have work to do. You have sincere work to do, man. Let's see. Okay, we are here, right? So still on the business of deleting my secret conversation. ChatGPT. Literature review. I'll bold this. So okay, let me stop here. You know what I'm doing right now. It's just to bold all these topics. You bold the subtopics, you bold the main topics, you turn this to capital letters. Look at it here, right? All caps, right? Literature review. All the major headings, you change them to subheadings. So that's said. This one, you are going to number it. The research objectives, right? You put number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Your supervisor would be the one to now narrow it down. You don't need to worry much about this part. Your supervisor would help you narrow it down. They are the experts. So it's not everything you know. When they narrow it down, you learn from that. So, and also, please don't go and be arguing with your supervisor that I learned this from ChatGPT, I learned from this or that. They will conk you and then throw away your paper. The things you learn here, you can apply them, but always remember that your supervisors has the final say, and they know better because ChatGPT it's not just, I wouldn't call it just. ChatGPT is, what did I just do? ChatGPT is subject to, What am I doing? Okay. Oh boy, what did I do? Interesting. So ChatGPT is subject to correction. It's not always right. You should always know that. ChatGPT is not always right. Sometimes it makes a lot of blunder. That's why even these informations you are getting, you must have to cross-check them. You look at them very well. It helps, sincerely helps. So let me show you how to. Right now, I've saved my data, right? So let me show you how to replace and how to look for if citations are correct. You must have to do this for all your citations because ChatGPT can give you blunder. So you copy this, don't need to copy the whole stuff. You just copy to this point maybe, and then you go to Google Scholar. Although there are other database that helps you check for references, but to keep it simple, if it's not in Google Scholar, change it. You can always find complementary stuff on Google Scholar. So if it's not in Google Scholar, just change it. Don't need to worry. Just change it. If not, it will frustrate you the more. So let's say Google Scholar. I'm opening Google Scholar now. So we have learned how to generate a topic. We have learned how to generate outline. Now we have learned how to generate content. Now we are learning how to cross-check our references. So I checked for this and you see you have it already. So let me show you how to cite from this. There is an arrow here if you are using a mobile phone. If you are using a laptop, everything will be expanded for you already. So I'll click on cite and then see this. You can see that the references for APA is the same thing. So you don't need to worry yourself. You copy, you go back to your WPS, and then it will tell you it has been moved because you saved it, right? So right now you will be clicking on this tutorial to open up your stuff. Okay, so which one we're working on? This was the one we're working on, right? So you copy and then you paste. See, it reduced a little. Okay, so you do the same for the second. You see that this second, there are two different ones. Okay, I hope they are different. You copy, you still go to your Google Scholar. Like I said, if Google Scholar does not have your topic, you change it. So I'll be showing you how to change. I may not complete this process even. I may just jump to showing you how to change it. So let's just confirm the second one. Okay, you see, the second one is not found. Let me make sure whether they are saying the truth. So you can see, what was the topic? Endocrinology, adult and pediatric. It does not even give a good understanding of a presentation. Sexual development. Okay, let's see this now. Let's copy this first one. Sexual development, because they said, now look at how they said it now. It was in this first one, but it was found in another article. So let's look for this. Just sexual development. So you must also be circumspect. Let me not speak English. You must also be critical during your search, right? So we still didn't see any. Okay, exactly. This is now a time to show you how to replace citation. I may not need to pick anything new for you again. So you now have to look for something that has this Jameson. You look for Jameson. So you can see that ChatGPT can lie to you, and it does it very well. There were times when, okay, you see this Rochester is also not cited, so we have to look for that citation. And I will show you how to look for it. So you are looking for Jameson 218, right? So this was the statement that Jameson 218 quoted. Actually it quoted all this statement. So you copy all this statement, right? You copy it. Let's look for another thing that Jameson talked about. So you can see that that is the only place Jameson talked. So mostly the citations that are almost always wrong are the ones that are quoted only once. When ChatGPT quotes something more than once, it is almost always correct. These references will have to move it down. So make sure you move all your references down. So now I've copied that place. I'll now come to this chat. I'll now come here and paste everything. You can paste everything. If it does not work, then you start pasting small. But right now, I'm going to paste everything. Let's see what it gives us. So you now see we have a lot of stuff talking about sexual differentiation, defining it, normal male sexual differentiation, etiology, disorder. If you're using a laptop, it will highlight where those things are. So right now we are looking for hormonal stuff. So these two can go. These first two are very good articles that can go in replacement. So this one was taken in 2011. This one was taken in 1970. So it's better to take the earliest one. I will want to take this first, and I will also show you something. Yes, let's cite this first. Let's cite this. Copy. Then let me show you something. You can, after you're done with ChatGPT, I would want most of your stuff to be cited at most earliest. So you have to change this year. You can put since 2019. So it will give you more recent stuff. So you can see ambiguous genitalia development. You can choose from any of those and replace. You can see male sex determination. That is not what you are looking for. You can see development genetics of female reproductive tract. This is most likely what you are looking for. So instead of that, I can just copy this. No one has even cited this, but you must have to look out for that they've been cited before. That is, that all the contents in what you want to cite is located in that stuff, so that you don't make blunders. So I will assume that I discovered that there were some contents that were inside this, and I will want to place this citation. So I will go to my writer, and then I will copy this. Remember, I copied it from the other place already. Then I'll paste it here. And then you find out that citation, I'm sure we should know that citation, if there are only two persons, you will write the two persons' name in your text. But if there are more than two, you just write the first name, you write et al, then you write the year. So I'm going to go there now, and we'll be fixing it up. Let's look for Uncle James. Let's look for Uncle James. Let's look for Uncle James. I'm not paying attention to this, or it could be here. No, I'm not paying attention to this red one because I know all the citations are right. I told you that repetition is a, don't take my word for it, go and check it out. Repetition most likely sometimes shows that what you are talking about is accurate. So when ChatGPT repeats some things over and over, there are some few times where I've seen that repetitions still does not work out, but most of the times when it repeats a thing more than once, it shows that that thing is accurate. So I'll paste it here. So the pras, let's write the pras et al. Full stop 2023. And like I told you before, multiple citations. These ones are 215. It's best you do double citations. So this padapaki right now, I can just copy this same one and take it to, let me save this so that there will be no drama, and take it to Google Scholar. And after that, let me paste it here. Select all, I'll paste, then I'll search. Remember, I'm using the year 2019 to 20 this. So let me just go with this first one. We know what we are doing already, so I'll go with this first, right? If you're using phone, you just tap it. When you highlight, you just tap again to show you the copy sign. So I'll go to the writer, and then I'll go to this last page, and then I'll give my space. I'm suspecting this Palanza because it's not concurrent, but okay, I think it is. I don't know, just check it out please. So right now we are going to be citing these two people because there's only two people there. So you are going to this place where we found Paranza. You are going there. It was before literature review, right? Okay, and then you just give a semicolon, then you paste. So this semicolon, you just put their first name. You don't, and then when you are putting the two, just a comma is okay. So just their first name and a comma. So with this, you've double cited this with an updated citation that proves that you are having more recent articles that are saying the same thing. There are these parts that you may also need to sign. You may also need to cite rather. So like I said, this yellow part you can review and then fix them into your introduction. It's an addition to you. And then you go over your stuff. So see, I have almost finished writing an article. And that is how you do it, guys. There are more to this for progression, for data analysis, but like I promised, this is just an introduction that will show you on how to start. The rest of them, I believe you can go along, and hopefully in the next series I could also reveal to you some of how to go about some of these things. So for now, we will be stopping here. I hope you learned something. If you do not understand anything, you can feel free to reach out. And then if you see this in a YouTube channel, yeah, it's going to be mostly in a YouTube channel. You can just comment below whatever question you have. We will also reach out. You can also reach out to us at AnatomyTRIAD@gmail.com, and we will be happy to answer all your questions.